Cruise lines will never advertise these things. And some, to be honest, don't really want you to know about them. Because the more you know, the less you'll overpay on board. If you're sick of paying full price for everything on a cruise, this video is for you. The most relevant ways to really save money on a cruise in 2026. There used to be classic life hacks that everyone used to use. But the truth is that some of them no longer work the way they used to. That's why I've put together a list of what works today, and there will be a few tricks that many people haven't even tried yet. And be sure to watch until the end. I've left bonus hacks that won't work for everyone, but there's a chance that 1 to 2 of them will work for you. If the video is useful, like and subscribe. Let's go. Life hack number 1. Subscribe to cruise line emails. The new way. At first glance, this sounds as simple as it gets. Just subscribe to the cruise line's email newsletter. Most people either already do it or think there's nothing useful there. But here's a small but very underrated nuance. When you register a new account, many cruise lines automatically send you a welcome bonus, a coupon, promo code, or special offer for your booking. It could be a discount, onboard credit, or some other nice bonus that isn't shown on the main page of the site. Even if you've been subscribed for a long time, that doesn't mean you're getting the most out of it. Sometimes it makes sense to approach this a little more cunningly. Create a separate new email, for example, another Gmail specifically for travel. Or ask your husband, wife, or partner to subscribe for the first time for you. It seems like a small thing and takes a few minutes. But in practice, it is these small actions that sometimes turn into real money, discounts, or additional bonuses that make a cruise noticeably more profitable. How to get free or cheaper drinks. Host. Yes, you can buy a beverage package, but if you don't drink a lot, it's not always profitable. So here's where to look for free or discounted drinks. First, check your daily planner. There are often hidden moments where you can actually get free drinks. On some liners, there is free champagne on sail away, for example, Virgin Voyages. On others, there is a glass of sparkling wine on a formal night or captain's party. And almost everywhere, there are art auctions with free champagne, a special feature of recent years. Sometimes they hold shopping events with free sparkling wine. If you like a little retail therapy, take a closer look. And also, if you have already flown with this line before, don't miss the party for repeat passengers. Even after one cruise, you can often get there. And there are cocktails there. Happy hours back. There's a time when happy hours on cruises were almost gone. The reason is simple. Cruise lines actively promoted drink packages, and discounts on individual cocktails became less profitable for them. Many passengers got used to the idea that happy hours are history, but now the situation is changing. I am increasingly seeing happy hours reappear on some cruise lines. Not always massively and not on every ship, but the trend is definitely returning. Yes, these are not free drinks. However, a discount of up to -50% on cocktails, wine, or beer is already a very tangible savings, especially if you do not plan to drink all day and do not want to buy a beverage package. The most important point is the time of day. Happy hour can be in the afternoon, before dinner, or late at night, and this varies greatly from ship to ship. Therefore, there is one rule here. Be sure to check your daily planner. That's where the hours of discounts are usually indicated. but often very unobtrusively, without loud announcements. The conclusion is simple. If you are attentive to the schedule, happy hour can be one of the best ways to drink quality drinks on a cruise for much less, without overpaying for packages. Don't take a cruise line excursion. Compare excursions are a blast, but the prices in your shopping cart can skyrocket to the point where you look and think, what, that much already? Therefore, the logic is simple. Compare with independent providers. Here, you can have either integration or neutral text, as in the transcript, it's a sponsor. Host, as in the video with a sponsor. There are services where you can book tours independently and save up to approximately 40%, and also get smaller groups and often a more human experience. I like that in small groups. You don't sit in a bus with 50 people, more contact with the guide, more time exactly where you're interested. If you are worried about, what if we don't make it back to the ship in time? Choose providers that focus on timing, support, and a return guarantee. 24/7 support back to ship. Additional tips. Look for multi-port packages. Packages for several ports, often cheaper if you want to suit yourself. Look at private tours to choose. Enter the ship plus date and see options for the route. How to save money on the internet on a cruise. Host. Wi-Fi on a cruise is always a pain in the wallet. Prices are steep. The speed is not always ideal. But let's be honest. In 2026, almost no one is ready to be completely offline. Even if it's a vacation, you still need connectivity, messages, navigation in ports, work, stories, or just peace. But the good news is that you can also save money on the internet if you know a few nuances. Check if you can share a package. On many cruise lines, the internet is tied not to the device, but to the account. This means that sometimes the scheme really works. One person went offline, another logged in under the same login. The main rule is not to be online at the same time, and then the system often does not block access. Not a 100% guarantee, but in many cases it works. Multi-device package instead of two separate ones. If you are traveling alone or have several devices, phone plus laptop, pay attention to packages for 2 or more devices. Very often they are cheaper than buying 2 separate Wi-Fi packages. Think ahead, not at the last minute. Some lines offer more favorable conditions when buying the internet in advance, even before boarding the ship. This is not always advertised, but it is definitely worth checking. Conclusion: Wi-Fi on a cruise does not have to be as expensive as possible. If you approach it wisely, you can stay connected without unnecessary overpayments and not spoil your vacation with the bill at the end of the cruise. eSIM that works both on land and on a cruise. Many still believe that an eSIM on a cruise is a useless thing and that it only works on land. But over the past year, the situation has changed significantly. Special cruise plus land eSIM packages have appeared, for example, from services like GigSky. It is important to understand right away. This is not a solution for spending 5 hours a day on TikTok or watching TV series. But if you need basic, stable communication, this can be a very good option. Such eSIMs are well suited for communication in instant messengers, checking messages in mail, navigation in ports during disembarkation, quickly searching for information on land. The main advantage is versatility. One eSIM can work both in the port and at sea via satellite coverage, without the need to connect to the ship's Wi-Fi each time. As an alternative to expensive internet on board a ship, this solution can be very good, especially if you don't plan to be online all the time, but want to stay connected without unnecessary costs. Use loyalty and status match. I'm really surprised how many people don't use their loyalty bonuses simply because they don't know what they already have. Many passengers have been going on cruises for years, have status, but use the liner as if they were from scratch. And status and loyalty programs are not about abstract points, but about very real bonuses. These can be a free laundry bag or a discount on laundry, drink coupons or onboard credit, discounts in stores on board, for example, minus 10% on purchases. A separate and very underrated point is status match. Some cruise lines are part of the same brand group and can recognize each other's status. That is, if you already have a loyalty level on one line, another can give you bonuses without having to start all over again. And most importantly, if you're planning a cruise with a new line, be sure to check if they have a status match program. In most cases, you need to fill out the form before booking so that the bonuses are valid from the first cruise. The conclusion is simple. A few minutes of checking your statuses can bring very nice freebies and real savings. Thank you for watching the first part of these laugh hacks. The continuation will be in the second part. But in the meantime, you can like this video and subscribe because it helps me get into recommendations and constantly release regular content for you.